Hi guys, this is Nova Haven, State of the Corporation, number 3 I guess, by video anyway. Okay, so couple of announcements to make. First of all, we're a Newbro focused corporation, and there's been some questions asked of late. What does that exactly mean for you as the average player in our corporation? It means one of two things. Either you're here to learn, or you finish your training and now you're wondering, what am I supposed to do with my time, and what is Nova Haven going to do for me? Well, there's several answers to that question, and there's several things that you could be doing. One is you could be taking and teaching a new bunch of new bros, the ones that have come in and will be coming in now that it's the first week of September and we're in our recruitment period, and they could certainly use your help. Especially because a new player is actually the best at teaching other new players, because you know what's going on, you know what experience they've had, and you also know what experience you've had, and it makes it a lot easier when you guys teach the new bros. So that's the first one. Second, some overarching goals for the corporation. So Nova Haven, we're new bro focused. But as a corporation, what are we aiming to do? Kidnap all of the new bros in New Eden and teach them? Not necessarily. We don't have any big grandiose plans like that. What we are thinking of is eventually becoming a nullsec alliance. We want to make a home in a nullsec system where we can live and teach our new bros. We don't want to be a major power in null. That is not something we're after. But somewhere secure we can help and teach new bros and bring them into nullsec in a controlled, safe manner, where they actually come into us after they've learnt a whole other bunch of areas of Eve, would be something that would be fantastic. So that is something that we're definitely working towards. Time frame wise, I'm going to say anywhere between the next 3 to 6 months. So that means you have some time to prepare. So keeping that goal in mind, start working, start training, start coming up with ways that will allow you to participate in our stratops, that would allow you to work with the new bros to bring them into null. There are a lot of things on the way, a lot of things that we're thinking about, and there is also a lot of things that we're changing, because you know what? Nova Haven was an experiment, and it is still an experiment. It was an idea that we had, and it hasn't exactly been a smooth ride. For example, we've had a lot of war decks, and you know, war decks does equal some restrictions to our activities, and as a result some of you have become frustrated, some of you have become disillusioned, and that is to be expected. And I wish I could provide you with a security blanket that covers us away from all of these war decks and so forth. Unfortunately I can't. Unfortunately no one can. There unfortunately is just no way to prevent all of the war decks from happening. What we can do is work with you to try to reduce your losses. So one of the things that we're thinking of doing, and one of the initiatives you've already seen, is Nova Rangers. So Nova Rangers is going to be our elite PvP group. They're going to be our sword. They're going to be the weapon that we use against our war deckers, and they're also going to be what some of you can aspire to if you guys are definitely interested in PvP. They do have an SP requirement. They also have a activity requirement, a full API key check required before you can get into them, and they're also required to spend 3 weeks in Nova Haven. They do fly doctrine ships. They'll be flying things that we as Nova Haven in general will not be flying. But you can work your way towards the Rangers if that's something you're after. They'll be working a couple of ops away from us. They'll be doing their own things, and they're going to be led by Lord Bowlark. So if you're interested in the Rangers, have a chat to him about it. Another couple of things that I need to let you guys know about is the fact that we will be making a move. We'll be moving from Akora, which has been our home for a little while, because unfortunately, as great as Akora is, and trust me, I love the name, I love the system, but it does come with its list of problems in that there are no missioning hubs nearby, especially for the high level missions. There is no ratting or mining available, which restricts a lot of your money making activities to outside of Akora, and thus restrict our abilities to help you when you get yourself into trouble. it means that the corp is spread out. And being spread out does not necessarily mean good things, because it means that when we're trying to go on a roam, it takes an hour for us to get organized. So we're going to move. I'm not going to tell you exactly where yet, because at the moment we're organizing for corporation assets and so forth to be moved, and slowly we're going to start moving your things as well. So a couple of things during the move ops. Use the haulers available in corp. If it's possible, sell a lot of the stuff that you have, especially modules and so forth. We are going to be near a trade hub, so you will have a market nearby that you can purchase new items and so forth in. It also means that we are also going to be trading our own trade hub. We believe that it would be good practice for Null, so we're going to do a lot of our activities as if we're living in Null, but we're going to be in high sec. So keep that in mind. The other thing I'm going to suggest that you guys do is, if you are going to ask for out of in-corp haulers, ask them to move your things for you, etc. Make sure that you collateralize the items. Make sure that you create a full collateral for any of the items, and say hi to Lacey, my cat. There we go. She decided to find out what I was doing. So if you can collateralize it, it will be a lot safer for everyone. If you want to offer a reward, by all means do so, but the haulers won't be asking for rewards. They're veteran players that just want to help. So if you've got a lot of stuff to move, talk to the haulers in corp, so that you can make sure that your things get moved safely without a lot of cost to yourself. Another thing, if you are going to be there may be some of you that have found that Nova Haven and the Newbro focus is not something that you're actually after, and that's fine. If that's the case, have a chat with us. We have a lot of Newbro friendly groups that we're friends with, that we are on good terms with, that we can introduce you to. And so if you need to move on from us, that is perfectly fine. I hope that you've enjoyed your time with Nova, and that when you choose to move on, give us a shout and we'll find you a good home. Another couple of things. Sorry, there's a lot of announcements to make. I should just do these more often. Okay, so one more announcement. We are in our recruitment phase again, which means that for the next week, I expect everyone out there recruiting. Let's bring all of the new bros in. We have a lot of frigates in Akora and Ikami that needs blowing up. So we're going to be conducting a lot of 1v1 practices with all of the frigates and destroyers that we have, and let's teach our new bros how to play with those. Let's teach them how to fly them, how to lose them, and that losses of ships don't really matter in the grand. So that's what we're going to be working on. And another thing that I want you guys to be thinking about is the fact that because of what our plans are and so forth, it means that to a certain extent, don't hoard too much items in our new home system. I know that there are a lot of things that you guys want to talk to me about and talk to other leadership groups about. Please do so. We're around, even if we're not in game, because I might be at work or sleeping, because I tend to do a lot of that these days. Then email me. If all else fails, email is always there. And yeah, it might take me a couple of hours to reply to it, but I will reply to it. Another thing is, we have Slack up. So Slack's been organized by Estrothy, who is, by the way, is also our new recruitment manager. And that means that you can message me any time of the day, and just good chance I'll answer you in about 5-10 minutes. I check those when I'm at work and so forth, and all of us in leadership are in the Slack channels. So what I need you to do is email me your email so I can send the Slack invite, and also please send your full API keys if you have been in court for more than 3 weeks. That would allow us to give you some roles and make sure that you have access to the Newbro hangars and so forth, and be able to help other Newbros out by handing out ships and skill books and so forth. If there's any concerns, any problems, if you're not happy with the way the corp is going, or if you're happy with the way the corp is going, let me know. Without knowing about the problems, without knowing about how you guys feel about certain things, unfortunately I can't fix them. There is a lot of resources available to you. You have a lot of veteran players. You have a lot of people available on Mumble all the time. So use them. Use the people available to you to the full extent. They are here to be your advisors. They're here to be answering those questions. There is no such thing as a dumb question, and the only dumb question is the one you don't ask. So please talk to us. Please ask. Get on Mumble. And in relation to the spy problems and the AWOXing and the wormhole business and all of that, yeah, we have spies. Is that a surprise to anyone? If you're a Newbro, you actually might be a surprise, but this is how Eve works. We're always going to have spies. It doesn't matter how many checks and balances we put in, we're still going to get spies. It doesn't matter what we're trying to do. We could be doing the greatest things for Eve, and we could be doing the worst things for Eve, and we're still going to get spies. It's just a fact of life when it comes to playing Eve. There are some checks and balances that we're putting in to hopefully make it a little bit more difficult for them, but they're going to be a fact that you have to live with, and for that I do apologize. Don't let that stress you out. We will have secure sections on Mumble, and we'll also have forums up soon as well as Slack. And if you have any concerns, raise them with me. Raise them with Blade, raise them with Bowlark, with Rodin, with Astrothi, with Agati, with Folds, and we'll deal with it. Anyway, Kira out. I've rambled for 11 minutes. I'm so sorry. Bye. Love you all, Nova.